Hi, thanks for purchasing the Purify for Pinegrow plugin. In this quick video, I'm just going to show you how to install the plugin and basic usage. As you can see from the screen, I've already downloaded the file and unzipped it in an area where I can access it with my Pinegrow. So over in Pinegrow, once you have a project open, you can install the plugin by going first to your Manage Libraries and Plugins item on the file menu. And then down at the bottom, clicking on Load Plugin. Next, you want to click on the folder and navigate to where that plugin is. And select the purify.js file. And then click Add. Click OK on the warning. And now you can see the Purify CSS plugin is available. So once this is available, you'll need to activate it on a page. So right now I already have a Bootstrap 4 page open, so I can just go ahead and click Activate. Close this. And now if I look under the page menu, you can see that there's a new item, Purify Project CSS. Okay, now that we have the Purify plugin installed, let's see how we use it. Again, go to the page, click Purify Project CSS. You'll come up with a modal where you'll click Yes, Please. But the one thing I just want to point out, you can read this for yourself, is that none of the original content or style sheets will be touched. So they'll all be maintained and not overwritten. So if you make a mistake, you can go back and redo the purification. Okay, once we click on that yes, it'll bring up this modal. And it's fairly self-explanatory. So first we're going to select content. I should point out that the content can be HTML, can be JS, can be PHP, can be herb. So basically you can bring a lot of different types of templates in, including WordPress templates. So when we select our content, we can either select single or multiple files using the top one. And to select multiples, you just open up your particular page and select whatever content. If there was multiple pieces of content, you can hold down either Shift or Command or Control, whatever it is on your computer, to select multiple files. In this case, I just have the one. If we have multiple single files, but they're in different folders, we can choose to add another field and then navigate to wherever that file is and choose it. We can also, at the same time, if we have an entire folder worth of HTML, we can go ahead and select it and bring it in. All of the files and folders that we bring in here will be run through the Purify. Next up, we're going to select style sheets. Again, it's the same thing. You can choose one file, multiple files from the single file box. You can choose entire folders. So in this case, I have that one small CSS file as well as the framework Bootstrap CSS. So we'll go ahead and select that as well. And then we come down to our options. So all of these are optional. So first thing that you can do as an option is you can choose to have your CSS sheet output as a minified CSS sheet, so you don't have to do that through some other tool. You can also log the savings and, most importantly, the remove CSS. So in some cases you will find that the plugin removes something that should be left in, or you'll find that your styling looks odd. You can look through and see if a rule was removed that you don't want removed. So that's important. When you click on this box, it'll bring up another file chooser so that you can decide where you want your log file saved and what you want it named. The green list is a list of rules to be left in. So if, again, you find that something's being removed that shouldn't, you can either explicitly target it here, or if you know, for example, that your modals are getting removed, you can use wildcards and leave all the CSS that has modal in it on the page, even if it's not found in any of your content files. Next up is choice to combine media queries. So when you combine the media queries, when you click on that, the mobile first sorting is the default, but you can choose to sort the queries as desktop first. That's going to make a difference of which size pages are brought, which media queries are brought in first, whether the ones for desktop or the ones for mobile. And this can have an impact since your style sheets cascade CSS. It can make an impact on your final CSS if you don't have this in the right order. Speaking of which, I skipped over it and I should go back. With your style sheets, make sure that you are bringing them in the same order that they are brought in on your page. If your blog CSS is loaded before your Bootstrap CSS, make sure that you bring that one in first. If your Bootstrap is brought in before your blog, make sure that the order is reversed. Because again, your style sheets cascade and loading of rule sets or order of rule sets is important. And then the final option that we have here is to auto prefix. This is to make sure that your styling will be compatible for all the different browsers. If you click on this, it brings up a browser list for auto prefixing box where you can put in and specify which browsers that you want. By default, it's set to encompass 99% of all browsers. If you want to change that, go ahead and click on this link. It'll take you to the browser list where you can look and see other sorts of options that you can put into this box. And you can put any of those that you want in there. But right now, as it's set up, it's set up to be pretty inclusive. And then finally, we need to select a place where we want to output. And again, none of your original files will be touched. So we're just going to output it here. We're going to name it purify.css. Scroll down, click Purify. And now if we reload our project, we can see that we have two new files, purifiedlog.txt and purified.css. If we open that up, we see that Purify has reduced the file size for our CSS by almost 70%. And that's because a lot of the Bootstrap selectors or classes were not used. So you can see it really removed quite a bit. We didn't choose to minify. However, we did choose to prefix, so we can see that our prefixes like WebKit and Moz have been added. And if we scroll down to the very bottom of this file, we can also see that our various media queries have now been organized and compressed. Yeah, again, that's a way you can neaten up your CSS and save some space. So that's how you use it. Have fun purifying your Pinegrow pages.